Assalamu alaikum. This is Ayaz, Ayaz Siddiqui from Netherfield School Sopor, and today we will study history from class 8, chapter number 4. Travelers, Dikus, and the Vision of the Golden Age. Dear students, earlier we read in the previous chapter that the Britishers wanted to expand their rule and followed the policy of annexation, and in this way they implemented a lot of policies in India and wanted to collect more and more revenue. And in this chapter we will try to understand how the Britishers treated the travelers. So let's begin the topic. Dear students, this is the next story time that would be beginning for the history lecture, and before start with it, let's understand the meaning of the two words, that's travelers and Dikus. Travelers. Adivasi is the collective term for tribes of the Indian subcontinent. Adivasi is a Hindi term, means original inhabitants. After that, Dukes. Diku was a term that was used to denote outsiders. Mainly, it was the term used to denote Britishers and British Raj. Dear students, what is the base for this chapter is how tribal movement gained momentum and how tribal started to raise their voice against the British Empire, and so it all started with Birsa Munda. Birsa was the major leader of the tribal movement and belonged to Munda community or the Munda tribal group. Their students, the other tribal groups followed Birsa wholeheartedly, and because they considered Birsa as a person who had miraculous powers and can cure diseases. After that, slowly and gradually, people developed kind of strong faith on Birsa. In 1895, this man was born in Munda tribe, started gaining popularity. The tribal group thought that he had magical powers so he could cure diseases and multiply grains. He was also famous among other tribes such as Santhalas and Orions. Birsa declared that he would safeguard travelers from dukes. Dear students, now we will try to know how the tribal groups lived. They are divided into three categories: jom cultivators, hunters and gatherers, animal herders. Now we will discuss one by one. Jom cultivation, this is shafting cultivation practiced in hilly areas of northeast and central part of India, in which land is first cleared and then cultivation is done on that. Actually, cultivators cut the tree tops to allow sunlight to reach ground and burned the vegetation on that land to clear it for cultivation. Obviously, when the crop was ready and harvested, they moved to another field and left that field fallow for several years. This cultivation was done on northeast side of India, that is included the states of Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh and so on, and this cultivation was done also in central part of India. Number second point was hunters and gatherers. Kundas of Orissa and Bigas of central India follow this practice. What they were then, they used to hunt collectively, and after that gather fruits and roots, use shrubs for medicinal purposes, sold forest produce in local markets. Local viewers depend on tribes for kusum flowers which were used as a dye. And number third one is animal herders. Tribes like Van Gujaras, Labadis and Gadis and Bakarwals practiced this. Van Gujaras from Punjab and Labadis from Andhra Pradesh and Gadis are from Kolu, and Bakarwalas are found in J&K, and this practice was done at that time. Dear students, some tribes took to settled cultivation. Many tribal groups had begun to settle down instead of moving from place. They began to use the plough and gradually got rights over the land they lived on. And after that, few tribes such as Mundas considered the clan rights over land and assumed the land to be belonged to the whole clan. And after that, British officials saw settled tribal groups like the Gonds and the Santhalas are more civilized than hunter-gatherers or shifting cultivators. And after that, extraction of huge revenue was also done from the tribals, and in case of non-payment of revenue, their lands were taken away and it became the reason of discord. How did the colonial rule affect the tribals? Dear students, effect on the tribal chiefs, effect on shifting cultivation, effect on forest laws, problem with trade, the search for work. Let's discuss one by one. What happened to the tribal chiefs? Dear students, the tribal chiefs lost their power, they lost their administrative control, discipline was forced upon tribal groups, they had to pay tribute to Britishers. Number second one is what happened to the shifting cultivators. Dear students, the British were uncomfortable with shifting cultivators as it was more easy to control a settled group. The British wanted to regular a revenue source of the state and introduced land settlements. And after that, the British effort to settle jom cultivation was not very successful in northern part of India as the land was not fertile enough. And after that, after facing widespread protest, the British had to allow them the right to carry on shifting cultivation in some parts of the forests. In most of the central part, shifting cultivation was prohibited and lands were assigned to do the cultivation. And what happened to the forest laws? Forest laws and their impact. Let's see. Timber was not allowed to move. Tribes were not allowed to move freely. They could not collect fruits. Animal hunting was also banned, and they were not allowed to cut wood. And in this reaction, Sangram Sangma revolt in Assam breaks out in 1906. The fourth one is the problem with trade. During the 19th century, tribal groups found the traders and moneylenders were coming into the forests and offering cash loans to tribal people and asking them to work for wages. Dear students, you know that silk was in great demand in European market during the 18th century. The Santals of Hazaribagh reared cocoons. The traders sent their agents who gave loans to the tribal people and collected the cocoons. And after that, different crops were grown by tribals and were taken over by traders at lesser prices and were sold in markets at higher prices. This left the tribals for little to survive. Number fifth one is the search for work. Dear students, the tribals were recruited in large numbers to work for tea plantations and coal mines. They were given low wages and prevented them from returning home. And after that, the tribal groups rebelled against the changes in laws, restrictions on their practices. Tribal revolt against the Britishers. First one breaks out in 1831 to 32 in Coles. Santhalas revolted in 1855. Basta revolted in 1910, and Warli revolted breaks out in 1940. And after that, a movement began under the leadership of Birsa Munda. He turned against the landlords in 1895, urged Mundas to recover glorious past, and he wanted to establish his own Raj. He wanted to keep missionaries and landlords out of his region. This worried the Britishers. Britishers arrested Birsa in 1895. Birsa was released in 1897, and after that, his release, he started depicting Britishers as Ravana and urged Mundas to fight against them. And after that, Mundas destroyed churches and police stations and raised a white flag. And finally, Birsa died in 1900 due to cholera. So this movement came to an end. It forced the colonial government to make laws so that the land of the tribal could not be taken away easily by the dukes. It showed the capacity of tribes to protest and show their anger against the injustice, and they did this by inventing their own way and symbols. So this is all about this chapter. I hope everything is clear to you. Thank you.